I'm a little bit more confused after that virtual conference that took place last night, the first one of 2021. And I'm going to try to get some clarity now from a Belgian MEP, Mark Botenga, who's joining me here. He's from the Left group in the European Parliament. Can you tell us what the rules are now? Can we travel or should we travel, or what is the main message from that summit last night?
Well, I think the main message is that traveling for non-essential purposes is not advised at the moment. And there's been some flexibility now for countries like Belgium, like France, that might want to ban non-essential travel to do so.
Well, I understand that the Belgian Prime Minister is proposing a full travel ban. He's warned that he doesn't want people going on holidays in February for the carnival break and bringing back the virus in their suitcase. Is that the right advice, do you think?
I mean, we'll have to see. Experts were already, health experts were discussing these measures already in December, to say, okay, there's a risk of people going abroad and then bringing the virus back. I think there's a more European approach we need also on lockdowns, on confinement measures, to be able to say, okay, it's a bit weird if some countries open up before other countries and then the virus continues to circulate. So there's something to be said for that, but I think every country needs to look inside as well, how to best deal with the virus.
And meanwhile, the Greek Prime Minister has been trying to sell this idea of a vaccination passport, a certificate that would allow us travel. But we heard from Ursula von der Leyen last night, the Commission President, it's premature to discuss it. What's your take?
Well, I'd agree. I'm not in favor of such a passport right now because it would make a distinction between people on health status basis. And I think that's extremely dangerous. If you start giving people rights on the basis of their health status, privacy-wise, human rights-wise, that is, that brings risks with it. So I wouldn't do it for the moment. It's a different thing to tell your doctor that you have gotten the vaccine and so on. That's one thing for medical purposes. But for travel purposes or just access to whatsoever, I think it's very dangerous.
Well, it's on hold anyway for the time being. And what about the vaccination rollout? There was frustration and anger and even anxiety last night among heads of state and government at that virtual meeting that they're lagging behind here in the European Union, behind the UK and behind Israel. Who's to blame for this?
Well, I mean, there's a number of factors playing. Obviously, on the one hand, there's national health systems. Do they have the capacity? Are they strong enough and quick enough to actually roll out the vaccine? And secondly, we've got a problem with the vaccines as such. That we've now get more doses out of a single vaccine delivery than we did before, 6 rather than 5. And now Pfizer decided to roll back the vaccine deliveries to Europe. Now, that is apparently legal according to the contracts the European Commission concluded with Pfizer, which begs the question, why did we conclude those contracts rather than something else?